There she is. Hey, baby.
Hi, mommy.
How are you, sweetheart?
Good.
How was your day?
I really talk to you.
I know, but people don't know that we talk like 9 times a day. So
Um, I went to class. I called you about my rice today.
I know, I know. So yeah, Brianna and I, thankfully, we have an amazing mother-daughter relationship. We have always had it. That's she's my ride or die. So that's my girl. That's my girl. But she knows that she's got her mother respect. She's got to have her mother respect for me. But that's my girl. That's my girl for sure.
My
So
silence?
what, honey?
Sorry. My thing's like low.
Are you not prepared?
I'm not really prepared.
All right, here we go. So yeah, we are so happy to join you. I usually do these on Tuesdays, but I was traveling back home, so definitely didn't want to let you guys down. And here I am on a Thursday, and I wanted to bring my daughter on with me, who was on this amazing adventure of My Mom, Your Dad, which
I
is
don't know how to
streaming
work
now on
this.
HBO Max. What did you say?
I don't know how to work this. I'm trying to like
Just
scroll
talk.
through
That's all.
my. Okay.
I gotta just talk. So, you guys have questions, please send them in. Um, Brianna, one of the questions that I got asked today, people that sent in, hey, Alex, how are you? Alex joined in. Alex was one of the other kids.
Oh, okay. I was trying to like, cause wave at them,
Yeah,
but now
you
I
just
figured
hit
it.
wave. You don't wave at
Yeah,
the
I
people,
was trying to.
honey.
I was trying to find where I could find wave. Okay.
Okay. You see where it says wave?
Yeah, I'm waving people.
It's just so funny. We're like, I'm schooling you like in front of like a lot
Oh
of
wait,
people,
I don't
Brianna.
know how. Wait, I don't know how. Okay.
Yes. Hey, Jane. How are you? My friend Jane. I love her. She's always so supportive. How are you? Hi, Mama. How are you? Um, she is actually another reality star in the past. She was on VH1's Tough Love Miami, I believe.
Wait,
So
what about?
that's my girl Jane in Miami. Um, so, Brianna, one of the questions that I got asked today, I got sent in. So let's just start with some easy ones because I know we're going to get some tough ones here. Is how do we get cast on this show?
Um, so we got cast on the show because I saw the ad on Instagram on my Explore page,
Yeah.
and I showed you, and you thought it was a joke and not real.
Mm-hmm.
Because we always say that we should have a reality show because
Because we're
we're.
pretty funny. We pretty, yeah.
I mean, like between me, you, and Gavin, we're crazy.
We have comical stuff in the house. Happen all the time with us.
Like we were pretty airheady, I would say.
Um, I'm not airheaded. I don't know if you want to put yourself in that category, but
Not like
Brianna, I love to call Brianna. She's my Kourtney Kardashian, and she'll be like, so like, so it's her ongoing joke. But okay, so you saw the ad on Instagram. Come
okay.
on, girlfriend.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like reading the comments at the same time and I can't talk and read at the same time. Um, so we saw the ad on Instagram and I showed you and you thought it was fake and it wasn't much on the application. I think it was like our names and our social media and some pictures, I think.
Yeah.
And then they
It didn't say for what platform it was. It just said a major
no, there was
streaming
no.
service.
We didn't know it was HBO
We left and we filmed the show.
until we got to LA.
I don't even think then. I think they kept us in the dark.
Was it?
It was. We still didn't know. I think we were trying to guess, if
Maybe
I'm
it
not
was during shooting that
mistaken.
we found out it was HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So imagine seeing this ad on Instagram, guys. It just says, if you're a college age kid and you want to help your parent find love for the second time, reach out to XYZ at casting.com, or I think it was a Gmail that we may have sent it in, that you sent it into. And it, um, it said, something like, send it in. So I don't think that it even said it. We had no idea that Greg and Haley Daniels were the creators.
No, we didn't find that out until the press release for the show, before the trailer or anything.
Yes.
It was, yeah, right when they announced it was just my mom, your dad, just the name. That's it.
Yeah, I think a lot of us in the house were kind of guessing, you know, trying to guess.
I think in the house we knew. I'm pretty sure in the house
I think we were saying between another competitor and then the HBOMAX. We were kind of just
okay, whatever. This is bad tangent.
I think we're going in circles. But anyways, so yeah, so we send this in and we have no idea what's going on. I told Breana it's not legit. And she said, Mom, what do we have to lose? And I said to her, go ahead. You know, send it in thinking, well, you know, it's not legit, number one. Number two, we're not going to get chosen. And go ahead, Bree.
And then we got a phone call, and then we got a Zoom meeting, and then that's when we were like, okay, this is like a real thing.
This is happening, yeah. And they put you through psychological tests. I think we had like 9 tubes of blood taken out on us because we had every single test done.
I remember that. We had to get through. There were 2 psych exams that we had to be on like Zoom to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. And then there was like 100 questionnaire, both before, like I think like the first thing we did. And then once we got to LA, we had to do that too.
Oh my God, we had questionnaires every day when we got to LA. But yeah, so it was. So yeah, and then we got a call and said, pack your bags, you guys are off to LA. And basically had 4 days. We have a great, amazing, my family, Breana's family, you know, my sister and my parents and my brothers are just amazing. And you know, I have a son, Breana's brother, who's 13. So literally it was like they just took him, I'm sorry, and just took over in my house and took over my life for my son. And we were off to LA. And let me see, Miss Jane asked a few questions here. How many weeks were we trapped? I know. I'm gonna answer some of this. How many weeks were we trapped? It was 6 weeks. We were trapped. 2 weeks were in quarantine.
It was 5 weeks. Oh yeah, 6. Yeah, 5.
By the time we flew home, yeah. It was like, it was going on 6 weeks. How many days were you with no phone, no TV, no nothing, just cameras all over the place, and drama?
2 weeks.
3 weeks. Or 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. They took everything literally when you were leaving the hotel, when they said, okay, you are in, and we knew we were going to be
left the hotel.
Yeah, when that morning, okay, so the day before we left the hotel, we knew already that we were going to be the first group going in. Breana and I they had already told us that we were going to be the first group going in. We want you girls to be the first group going in. And so literally the next morning we were packed up and ready to go after we got hair and makeup done. And they took computers, they took phone away from us. We had no communication with the outside world at that point. Once we got into the van, which was driving us to the Second Chance retreat. So, yeah, Jane, there was cameras from every angle. The minute, you know, Mama, being on a reality show as well, from that we got down from the car, there was, when we got in the car when Breana was dropping me off, there was cameras from every angle. And the cameras didn't bother me. I mean, I've been in show business since I was 15 years old. So that was nothing to me. I think the non-communication with my son is what got me a little bit, because I mean, you know, he's my son, and that was a little bit hard for me. And then not knowing that I could not communicate with Breana, especially as close as we are. I mean, she doesn't live with me, and she's in college in Orlando, and we speak like, you know, I'm going to tell you like 5 to 9 times a day. If we're texting, I'm the last person she calls before she goes to sleep. So we're in constant communication. I'm the first person she calls when she wakes up. And that was very hard because of our close relationship. And the drama, there wasn't much drama because you're dealing with 40 and 50-year-olds, at least in the parents' house. You're dealing with 40 and 50-year-olds, and anything that they wanted us to do, like as 20-year-olds would do in these reality shows, we kind of stood up for ourselves and we were like, no, it's not happening. And I think everyone just respected everyone and as to what was going on in the house. So thank God for that, because I'm not the person who was going to go for the drama, and I'm not the person who was going to even allow that in my life, because that's not how I live every day, and I wasn't going to do it for reality television. So yeah, so that's that, Jane. So I answered all that. And yeah, the psych questions were crazy. The psychiatrist, yeah. So we have picnic. I hope I said that right. Okay. When did you find out that your daughter was watching you the whole time during the show? So I didn't find out until we left the show. I had no idea my daughter was watching. For a minute, in the house, we kind of like had a little conversation, like kind of throughout, like, do you think the kids have something to do with this, or the kids is the dating consultants? Because the producers kept referring to us the dating consultants. And a lot of weird things were going on in the house that you don't think professional dating consultants would do to you. So we kind of like threw that out, but then we were like, no, the producers wouldn't do this to us. And lo and behold, it was our children pulling the strings and manipulating everything. So it's crazy. And so I want to ask you, Breana, since you were my dating consultant, and this was a question that was asked well, this wasn't the question. This is my question. Then I'm going to go into the question that was asked. So the moment that you found out that you basically had all this power over your mother's dating life, tell me exactly what you felt.
I think you could see that I got a little power hungry.
You did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I definitely was just trying to mess with you at some points because I had no phone. I mean, we had each other to like entertain ourselves, but like they didn't really let us talk if like there was not cameras in our faces.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I had to entertain myself somehow, so I had to mess with you.
Uh-huh.
And when I found out you're going paddleboarding, the first thing I thought was I was gonna flip you in the water, because if I'm gonna be stuck in this house, I'm gonna be in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, you tried to get me, which I didn't know it was you, tried to get me to do a handstand. I was on a date with Philip, and you tried to get me to do a handstand.
No,
or a
I
headstand.
didn't. Okay.
A headstand on the paddleboard.
Listen.
And that wasn't happening because I flipped that script on.
You should have done it. Honestly, I was so disappointed.
I flipped the script on Philip by saying to him, because they were trying to get me to do it, because obviously you only see certain little snippets of it. And so I flipped that switch and I turned on my girly feminine charm, and I was like, come on, tell me, turn me on, show me what a man you are, let me see. I think you got a little bit weirded out on that.
I got weirded out on a lot of things.
Yeah, so I think that was a great cringy moment that I gave you, but your mama had to pull her girly charms and flip that switch on Philip. So that's what girls do, and bat her eyelashes and have him impress me.
I mean, okay, whatever. I want to be the more interesting one, but okay. Yeah.
And so, and then let me ask you, because this was a question I was asked today that was sent.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, forget it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Actually, I started saying, and then I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
You distracted me.
Okay. Was there a moment that you saw your mother on the show that you wish you had not?
A lot. So many times.
Just, you can't say so many times. You got to pin it down to one. You
could see my facial expressions in the show, and I knew that they were gonna get those, because I know I show what I'm thinking. I feel all the time.
You don't have a poker face. You're like your mom.
Yeah, I don't have a poker face at all. So, and I knew that if I saw you on like doing something that was gonna make me uncomfortable, my face was gonna like show it.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So give us one of those moments. Give the people who are watching one of those moments. Give them a little juicy tidbit.
well, there was a bunch of times. There was when I saw you twerk on Troy, and then I heard him say, "Oh,
I
this
don't
feels
twerk.
good." That was disgusting.
I don't
Then
twerk.
okay, you twerked, but whatever. Literally everyone was sitting there like, "Oh my God, Karen's twerking!" And I was like,
I don't
Jesus
twerk.
Christ.
Latinas don't twerk. We swivel.
She was twerking, but whatever. And then there was a time that you were sitting on the float with Troy.
Mm-hmm.
You were just like it just like your hand was like caressing his like chest hair, and it was just like you could have like I don't know, that was so disgusting. Like
I was not caressing chest hairs.
you were like
I may have
I
been
don't want to be
caressing
mean,
him, but I was
say
not
about
caressing
Troy.
chest hairs.
I don't want to say anything about Troy because Troy, it's not about Troy. It's just like, why did you have to like?
I'm
Is
dying
Troy
over
here? I don't know.
I'm like dying over here.
Hi,
Uh-huh.
Troy.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to put you on blast if you're here.
Uh-huh. That's what we're here for. Uh-huh.
Um, there was a time that wasn't like cringe. It wasn't like made me uncomfortable. Like it wasn't like about you. But it was that time with Stephanie, with the date with Troy,
Mm-hmm.
where the medal was to send you guys to the romance room.
Uh-huh.
And I did not want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really like care that much to be like, oh my God, no. Like I said no. I don't think it was a good idea.
Uh-huh.
It was just a little disrespectful to even be put out there. But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
towards you and Stephanie and Troy. But,
I agree with you. I think that was.
but I mean, honestly,
Uh-huh.
it was. We learned our lesson not
Mm-hmm.
to always take the medals because that we didn't know we had an option. Like we
Okay.
did, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't. So
You just kind of felt like if I'm on the show, we have to do these things.
yeah, like we didn't
Okay.
think that we could be like, oh no, because
Mm-hmm.
we're here to do that.
Yeah.
So how are we gonna say no to something that we're here to do?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that was a little uncomfortable.
That was very for me that was very uncomfortable and disrespectful. I
and it
think
was especially because we saw every angle of that too.
yeah,
So
there's a lot that they didn't show that went on behind the scenes.
we saw every camera, which is like it was on you and Troy, and then there was like another angle of you and Troy, and then it was still on the date with Stephanie, and it was just not a good situation. It should have been a situation. It makes good for great TV.
Yes,
but
yeah,
it's not a situation that was great to be in.
Yep.
But I mean,
I agree.
I get it. It's TV.
Yes, but I also feel it was disrespectful towards me and Stephanie as women because they also wanted to say, and I believe Alex had said, oh, there's a love triangle and between Karen, Stephanie, and Troy, and there was never a love triangle. And if you go back, they had been trying love triangles when they pulled me out of a date from Scott to go with Troy on a date. And then when they pulled me to go on a date with Philip and have Philip try to take me away from Troy. And because I believe, this is my opinion, because they were men and I was the woman involved, they had enough respect and didn't want to make it look like a love triangle. But I think because usually women on these reality shows will fight over men, and they were hoping to get that drama from Stephanie and me. And I think Stephanie and I are very mature women and we're very secure women that no, we weren't going to do that. And it's, that's the only part I didn't like, that they tried to make that, but they tried already 2 times with 2 other people to do those love triangles between Troy and me. So
Well,
I think it's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful that they tried that with Stephanie and me, and I think they were trying to bet that because we're women, we were going to sit there and catfight, and I think we're two mature and classy women that we were not going to do that.
No, yeah, I think that it was disrespectful to do towards you. I
Absolutely.
would say the thing about Scott and Troy and you is and Stephanie too, to be fair, it was the kids who did pick who went on those dates.
Mm-hmm.
And easily as Noah could have not picked you to go on that date with Troy on that first night,
mm-hmm.
or the second night, I think that it was the matter of circumstances.
Yeah.
I think regardless of who it would have been, I think that some sort of situation would happen, but that's just TV. But I think the way you guys handled it,
it's all about the editing. Listen, I love everything that happened on that show. It's all about the editing. I just don't like that because we're two women. I think they were trying to put us in that situation and try to edit it as that situation. And Stephanie and I are just too classy to even.
Well, I don't think it's about. Well, it wasn't. They didn't know that. They didn't know that Brendan was gonna pick Troy, so I don't think that it was just. I don't think it. I mean, and honestly, to be fair,
mm-hmm.
in that kid's house,
mm-hmm.
Brendan, I think there was a conversation where someone was like, "Oh, but Karen and Troy when Brendan picked Troy,"
mm-hmm.
and I said that it's fair game.
Yep.
That we have not heard that Troy and you were coupled up,
mm-hmm.
because at that point you just came off a date with Philip.
No, but if you hear the conversation Troy and I had that morning, Troy asked me where I was with him.
We did not hear that conversation.
But you guys didn't hear it. It came out in the show. So they already knew that, which is why after the whole fiasco, which Stephanie is saying here, you weren't happy, Karen. I don't think any of us were happy. And then we actually kind of stood up to the producers and we were like, this is BS. We're not 20 years old. This is not what we came for.
I mean, I just think it was a matter of circumstance personally. And I think that regardless, it's reality TV. Drama's going to happen. I think
absolutely.
That regardless.
But there was no drama because we're mature.
But it was no drama, but I mean, as for the show that came out,
yeah,
it was drama for the show.
Yeah, you understand yeah, and that's where I'm saying I don't think that
there was no drama. Real life. You and Stephanie were not fighting. There was no cat fights. I'm not saying that, but in how it was aired and perceived was very love triangle-y.
Yes,
so what I'm saying is it could have been a matter of circumstances where Brendan could have picked Scott easily, and they would have just made a love triangle like that. So that's why I'm saying it's a matter of circumstance, and also with a limited amount of people to choose from.
Yes.
I think that Brendan was going off whoever he thought his mom was going to go off of. All of us said it was fair game. And I think up until maybe the last week, I think we all were like, this is all fair game.
Yeah.
Because we're only there for 3 weeks. So who's really no one's going to be married at the end of this.
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully you get into a relationship that could lead to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least get into a relationship, but obviously you're not going to walk out there with a ring on your finger.
Yes. Yeah.
So we were all very
which again, because I think we're mature people, because in some of these reality shows that you see 20-year-olds, they do walk out engaged, you know?
Well, we were not on that kind of reality show.
I know we weren't, but
Well, unless there was and they just didn't tell us and they changed it on us. Unless they had a full jewelry display waiting for the last couple and they just changed their mind.
There's some behind the scene things that didn't get aired, so
we don't know. But that's not the show we were on, so we were there to find our parents a chance at love.
Yes.
I'm trying to like read the comments, but
So
I'm
am
like,
I. I'm like trying to read here.
I don't know how to like scroll.
I'm
It's like
trying to
not
read.
letting me
Yes.
scroll.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that I don't think it was respectful at all towards the two women that were involved at all.
Okay,
So
so I'm getting a lot of comments.
okay, so okay, I want to ask you something else that I want to ask you that I was asked. So was there something at the kids' house that happened that didn't air that you maybe want to share with us?
Oh my god, there's so much. There was, I think, the kids' house. We missed so much that was aired.
Hold on. I do have to say, Cars Noel, thank you so much. That was so sweet before that comment went up. But go ahead.
Okay. I think all the relationships that grew out of the kids' house, you didn't see any of them develop. You didn't see much character development. I feel like like a lot of things happened. I don't even know where to begin because there are a lot of things that happened. I guess like Phil and Miles.
Yes.
Them.
Mm-hmm.
They had some real character development.
Absolutely.
And that wasn't shown at all. And I think, or at least barely.
Yes.
And they both had nicknames that weren't even aired on the show.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think, I think to be fair, I mean, there was, if they would have made more people come in to participate, there definitely was the room for it because there was 3 open rooms, which they made into romance rooms.
There wasn't room in the kids' house. There were romance rooms in the kids' house, but
yeah, for us, I was going to say Phil being taken out, that was really heartbreaking. Especially because as the original 7, we had made such an amazing bond.
Well, let's talk about that later because we're talking about what didn't air.
What I'm going to tell you, and the part
get off topic.
No, we're not. The part that we didn't air. What I'm saying is like they didn't air how Phil's like in the parents' house how Phil's personality started to come out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is
he's so funny. He's actually such an engaging person. He looks, he's quiet. Yes, he's quiet, but I mean, some people have to warm up. I don't think he was given a fair chance.
I don't think he was given a fair chance either, and I made that pretty clear in the house.
Yeah.
And they didn't air that either. Yeah. I made that pretty clear in the house. I mean, I thought that was completely unfair to make the kids choose that because that was that was on for me personally, that was what honestly killed the whole thing for me. It just made it not it made it not that it wasn't fun because it was still fun. We were in this house, but it made us realize that we're gonna have to send each other home.
Yeah, and you had built the bond with the kids. Yeah,
and I think that we had to sit there and write the names, and we were all crying, and they didn't even show that. Every single one of us were just like bawling our eyes out, crying before they even said the names.
Yeah,
because the fact that we had to send them home was horrible.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
And I remember that whole day. I remember me, Whitney, and Alex. We were hysterically crying like the whole day with each other because it was horrible to send him home and to also meet Phil because we got to meet Phil in person. Yeah,
I saw that.
And we sat there and we got to talk with him, and not as long as we would like to.
Yep.
But we got to get to know him, and it was really sad. And we told him. I remember we told him, we're like, you Miles are funny, and like you guys are great, and we didn't want to send them home, and it was horrible.
No, and what wasn't shown there is at all in the show because there was so much cut out of the show. I mean, they probably could have made. I'm not the editor because they made an amazing show, and so grateful to ITV and ITV America and HBOMAX.
It's an amazing show.
It's an amazing show, but there's so much that was cut out. Maybe it could have been 12 episodes. Maybe they can have an outtake special. I mean, I think we could probably make, you know, 6 other episodes to go with those 8 of the stuff that was cut out. A lot of the dates, a lot of the interactions, but
yeah, there were a couple dates that were cut out. There were
a
lot of interactions that were cut out.
Yeah, Phil and I became super close. We would play pool throughout the day, and we would play pool at night. There was one night that Trish, Phil, and I stayed up pretty late. Everyone went to sleep, and we had just real deep conversations. We had a really, really deep conversation with him, and he really opened up to Trish and I, and that was just really just, you know, amazing, because he is a reserved person. I don't think he was given the chance to.
I forgot. I'm seeing Kiki's reminded me that I didn't say the nicknames of them.
So what was his nickname?
So Phil was Phil Hefner.
Phil Hefner. You want to say why he was Phil Hefner?
You have to explain why, because we just call him Phil Hefner because you guys call him Phil Hefner, but you have to.
So Phil and Trish had this romantic date in the hot tub, and he comes down the stairs. We kind of were all sitting around in the kitchen area, and Phil comes down in this robe and all suave. And we started laughing, and we were like, Phil Hefner. I'm not sure who said it. Maybe it was one of the guys, but we crowned him Phil Hefner. And then he went on his date with Trish. And while that was being filmed, we still were waiting. You know, we were waiting for their date to happen. So all of us were just talking. And he comes back, and Trish is in tears, just tears completely, of laughing, because he had said to her, "Thank you for your time," at the end of the date. And so Trish makes everything funny. So that was hysterical. Oh, so Dania's telling me Philip gave him the name. So yeah, but between the "thank you for your time" at the end of the date, which it was funny how what Trish said it happened. You know, she was like, "Okay, I'm waiting for him to pay me or something" at the end of the day. It was funny. And then he had this robe that he looked like instead of Hugh Hefner, Philip crowned him Phil Hefner. So that was his nickname. So he will forever be Phil Hefner.
And I think both Phil and Miles get the like little one-liners, like the "thank you for your time." They both do it, and it's so funny.
Yes.
Because you'll just I remember sitting there on the couches, and we would sit there and we would discuss what we were watching, and PJ would go, "What do you think about this, Miles?" Because he would just sit there all quiet.
Yes.
And he'd just go, I just think it's great. And he just would sit there. He would say something so like casual, but like the way he said it would make us all start dying laughing.
Yes, yeah.
And it was the funniest thing. And his nickname was Miami Miles because he is obsessed with Miami. Yet he never comes to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem I pick with him all the time.
Yes.
But
well, I'm so excited because some of the boys are coming down to Miami this weekend. And not this weekend, next weekend, I'm sorry, the upcoming weekend. And I am super excited. I'm going to hang out with some of the boys. So that's going to be fun. Really excited about that. They're coming down for the Food and Wine Festival down to Miami.
Alex said, "I swear he's never been to Miami." Yeah, he's never been to Miami. He always talks about it. I think he just thinks about it in his dreams. He's too cool to watch this live, so I don't think he's on here. He's too busy driving his car of the day, but
they have a lot of cool cars. Phil is an amazing photographer, but so yeah, that is.
So
that.
I see a lot.
I'm super excited. I'm gonna have my time with some of the guys, so I'm super excited about that. It'll be a lot of fun. So
I see a lot of questions.
Yes.
Asking about you and Troy, if you are still together.
So
my question is, did Troy give you a necklace with a T on it for Troy?
That's a high school. That's from High School Musical. Did you
always
know
make
Troy and
fun
I
of,
got a role on High School Musical, the Broadway? Oh, we
I
did.
always make fun of Troy because every time I hear Troy, I think of Troy from High School Musical. So just
She
in my
does.
head, I like relate the two for some reason.
Yeah.
So Troy is just the same thing as Troy from High School Musical
She
in my
says
head.
that I say Troy. So so yeah, so if I'm not answering that question is because we are not allowed to answer that question. So if there's certain questions that we just can't answer yet. And hopefully soon, guys. Hopefully soon.
If you
And
want the question answered, go comment and go contact HBOMAX because they're the ones that are not letting us talk about the couples.
yes.
Hopefully there's a reunion and maybe that's why they're not letting us talk.
Yep. They
But
completely, yeah,
I
they
mean, if you want to know, definitely go and bother them.
I always say the kids controlled our dating strings and the viewers and fans control the reunion strings. So definitely hit up at HBO Max, at ITV America, and tell them that you guys need answers and
Or
you
just
you want
comment
to
on
know
their
and you want a
post.
reunion.
Comment on their post.
Comment on their
Just
post.
go.
What's going on with the My Mom, Your Dad reunion. So, you know, so yeah, if we're not answering the question, we're not ignoring you. It's
We're just not allowed to answer it yet.
we're
Still a
not
lot of
allowed to
questions
answer
about
it.
how
And
why
I'm
we
gonna
left,
put this out, and the same for the
why we
question of
left.
why Breana and I left. That's the other one. Yeah.
We're not allowed to answer that
Yeah.
yet.
So, I mean, we wish we could, but hey, guys, hit up HBO Max and ITV America for that reunion if you want those questions answered, because you guys control the strings on that to making it happen. You know, um, so yeah, definitely. So I want to thank you, my love, my princess, for joining me on this. I had a lot of fun with you.
Thanks.
Is there anything you want to add to this? You want to put your mom on the hot plate anymore? In the hot seat?
I haven't put you in the hot seat today. I didn't put you in the hot seat. Listen, if you didn't want to be put in the hot seat, you should have said no to the reality show.
I have no problem. I was never put on the hot seat at all. There's absolutely nothing there is. I have no regrets. I'm actually
Definitely
very
no
happy
regrets.
that we did this reality show. I would do it again 1,000 times. Very happy with the outcome. Very happy with everything. So definitely would do it again. Someone asked if you would do a reality show.
If it's the same group
in
of
a heartbeat.
people, if it's the same group of people, I'll do it again.
Well, that would be season 2.
Well, no, I'm not saying like like how you saying like if we would do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like I would only do it if it was this cast.
Yes.
That's I think that's what.
But we didn't know. You know what? We didn't know what an amazing cast we were gonna get. We really got lucky. I mean, I have friends who have been on reality shows and have just been like, the cast is horrendous. I couldn't take it. It was so much pressure. It was so much drama, and we were just so lucky to have such. Hey, Philip, how are you? We were just so lucky to be able to have just such an amazing cast, each and every single person.
I
we're
think
just lucky. I mean, we didn't know we were going to get that. We didn't know that we were going to get that.
Yeah, I think that's what made it so special.
Incredibly blessed.
Is that the cast was who they were.
Yes.
I think that both you and me were very nervous going into this because usually women on reality shows get very catty and they're very fake with each other, and I think that's what really made it great, is that we were genuinely all close friends. We got so close. We opened up maybe way more than we should have to each other, and I think that we probably said a lot of stuff very personally on camera. And thank God they did not air, because we got very, very close.
Yeah. But I think that has to do with, like, for you kids, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but or if I'm right, I think with you kids, it has to do with that you guys are children of divorce. You guys have that common thread of having to be split when you were young through two homes, and drama between parents. Sometimes it just, it just depends. So you guys have had to go through a lot in your life early. So that is such a common bond. And for the parents, we have been through divorce, and we've been through, some of us have been through traumatic divorces. Some of us, maybe a little bit easier, but divorce is never easy. It's always hard. So we had that in common. And, we're at this age still trying to find love. And we were actually putting ourselves in front of all of America with our heart open to be able to just, so we had that in common as well, and yeah, it does. With the other reality shows, someone just said here, it was probably the most positive reality show I've ever seen. Camilo said that. And yeah, thank you so much. And I think that had to do with what the children have experienced so much in their young lives, being children of divorced parents, and then us as, divorced adults. And so, I think they did an amazing job, with the cast, and all of us just came together as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that definitely helped a lot. That definitely helped a lot. Okay, my love, we have gone over time. Thank you for joining me. Is that all? Is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Nothing?
No.
I adore you. I adore you. Duh. And I'm always so proud of you. And thank you for taking your mama on this journey.
You're welcome.
I love you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I will be back next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And see you then, guys. Bye. Good night. Thank you, baby girl. Talk to you in a few.